So, after a break, it's time to be back and with rebuilding Southampton. If you recall right, earlier this year for a day, they were actually sitting in first place of the Premier League. Not pretty. Since then, though, since January 1st, they have the worst record in all of the league. So we're going to take Southampton, rebuild them, and take them Champions League glory. And if you enjoy these rebuilds, comment with a team you'd like to see done. Like and subscribe to the channel to see other rebuilds. I appreciate the time. Let's get on to this. So here's the way the lineup looks like. As you see, not bad, not terrible. Did make a couple adjustments. They have Romeo as the usual center midfielder, but he's 28. Diallo is 21. Has pretty decent potential, so we're going to switch it out. Romeo I'm going to list. Also put in Salisu in place of Vestergaard. Same reasons. Salisu has almost mid-80s potential, so this is what we're looking at the beginning. Going to probably replace Mr. Bertrand and maybe a goalkeeper. Don't have a ton of money, especially by Premier League standards. But let's ride with this for this time being. So let's see what we do this transfer window. And we have started it off by selling the Danish centre back Jannik Vestergaard to Sporting for 21.9 mil. And the first of what I suspect is several players we will bring back to Southampton that once played here. We've signed left back Luke Shaw from Manchester United for $54 million. Welcome to the club, Luke. So we've sold a few players. Oriol Romeo is going to Napoli for $18 million. Stuart Armstrong's heading to Everton for $16.7. And Fraser Forster is going to Genk for $3 million. So with the money I had left, I felt the best way to get value for it. So I upgraded goalkeeper and signed Martin Dubravka from Newcastle for $24.5 million. Welcome to the club, Martin. Now here's the Youth Academy that I'm not sure we're going to need much in this rebuild, but we're going to run it anyways. Mr. Stevens already at 66, 17 years old, high rating, so we're going to go ahead and promote him. And here's the rest of the names that could be up in the future that the game industry starts out giving us. Good luck, gentlemen, in your advancement of your careers. So we're not doing too bad. We're sitting in 8th place with 33 points, which right now, just before today, that's I believe what Southampton's total through 29 games this season in real life. So we're only 5 out of the Europa League spots, and actually we're only 6 out of the Champions League spot. Not sure that's a realistic goal, but I think staying in 8th is a good goal for us. So on to the transfer window. So I accepted a swap deal with PSV. They're sending us 20-year-old center back Armando Bispo and $2.85 million for reserve left back Ryan Bertrand. Good luck over in the Netherlands, Ryan. So we finished the season in 9th place. Not bad, middle of the pack. Still well off even Europa League spots, 18 points, but we'll take it. Man City won the league comfortably this season. Oh, we almost got a trophy in the first season. Lost the FA Cup final to Liverpool. No, this is not the same screen. We lost the Carabao Cup final to Liverpool. Well, apparently Liverpool doesn't just beat up on us. They beat PSG to win the Champions League. So they did a treble, just didn't win their league title. And doing what they hoped to do this season, Man U won the Europa League over Inter on penalties. Mr. Ings made 32 goal contributions, including scoring 22, and Mr. Ward-Prowse with a nice 19-goal contribution. So pretty offensive numbers for this team. And here's the way the team looks for next year. Probably going to be looking at getting a new winger, as Minamino will be going back to Liverpool at the end of the season. Now, we do have a small conglomerate of players on loan, naturally in real life for Southampton, and then a few I put on loan to help them build. So we're going to have a lot of players that we're able to send off for financial reasons. So let's see what we can do next season, get this team back in European football. And real quick, we have sold Will Ferry to Wickham for $1.15 million. He'll be going there beginning next season. So to upgrade in the right midfielder spot, we went out and signed the Southampton youth product who got his career started here. Gareth Bale is coming back for $27 million Real Madrid. Welcome the Welshman. And we've sold the Dutchman Wesley Hoyt to a PSV for $8 million. And also left back Sam McQueen's going to Stoke City for 1.15. And we've sold young striker Dan Nlundulu to Sion for 990,000. So here we are sitting in 8th in the Premier League, about where we were last year. We're only 9 back of Leicester 4th. We're only 3 back West Ham for that final Europa League spot. So we do have some money in this transfer window from left over, and then of course we get money back on the loans we have. So let's see what kind of business we can get done to make that push for European football. So despite putting several players on transfer offers, I didn't get any incoming offers for players. Then I couldn't work out any deals to get players I wanted in for those players, even though it would have cost me some. So no matter what I did, I couldn't do anything with this transfer window. So we are going to go to the end of the season with the roster we have, and hopefully it can pull out at least Europa League. I don't know if it's going to be good enough to pull out Champions League, but we'll see. See you guys at the end of the season. So of course the offers would come in after the trade deadline. But anyways, for next season, Che Adams will be heading to Tottenham for $36.4 million. Also for next season, Nathan Redmond's heading to Arsenal for $16 million. Well, we finished 7th, but we were still 9 back of the European spot. So disappointing season, but again, not a whole lot of surprise. So yeah, definitely going to have to maybe sell a few more players to bring in the 1 or 2 to make a difference. I mean, we do have a ton of players on the roster. They're just all in the 60s, 70s, so maybe one of those sell quite a few to make enough to buy one big one. Spurs won the FA Cup over Liverpool. Wow, just like last year, repeat of the both cup finals. Spurs beat Liverpool with the exact same score. Juventus beat Man City to take the Champions Trophy Club. And it was the Italian sweep of the European trophies. Napoli defeating PSV, who I think that's the first European final they've made in these rebuilds. So both our strikers pitched in with 19 goals, including the departing Che Adams. Mr. Bale pitched in with 9. So, and Mr. Ward-Prowse led the way with 11. So, pretty decent numbers across the board. Here's the way the starting lineup looks like. Everybody's in the 80s now, so that's a good progress for a season that's pretty much lost, so we're going to completely try and forget about the season. Mr. Shaw is up to 88, so that's good. So next season, we're going to definitely need bringing a new striker, and I'm going to probably bring a new right midfielder, because Bale was just fill in the gap, hopefully improve. But the rest of the year was a bummer. So this whitewashes season, go to season 3, and take in European football, hopefully, at the end of the season. So, with the transfer money plus the money from selling the players last year, we have almost $130 million in the budget, and we have went out and signed our new striker. We've gotten from Everton Richarlison for $97 million. We've sold third, fourth string goalkeeper Harry Lewis to Vitesse for $1.35 million. And we've went out and got our new starting right midfielder, Jared Bowen's coming over from West Ham for $38 million. This will slot Bale as coming off the bench since he's also 80 but going down. And he's actually more useful that way because he can come in as a sub for striker, either midfielders. And since Ings definitely has a history of injuries, like last year he missed 2 or 3 months, he can still be a starter in those positions. Welcome to the club, Jared. Mr. Jake Hesketh is going to the west coast of the U.S., going to Portland Timbers for $1.7 million. And with a lot of teams missing from FIFA, we have actually made it through the Europa League qualifiers, and we're in this group stage Europa League with Galatasaray, PSV, and PMV. Oh, heck with it. I'm not even going to try it. But so, we do have European football this year to look forward to, so the additions will help. And we will see how we do this group right after I show you the final results of the transfer window. So, just before we get to January 1st, we've sold a couple players. Callum Slattery is going to Mechelen for $1.15 million, and Kane Ramsey is going to Cardiff City for $1.6 million. And we have won our group in the Europa League, and look at that. The runner-ups in the Europa League last year did not even qualify PSV. In the round of 32, we will be taking on Genk. Maybe we can bring home a Europa League trophy to Southampton. And on January 1st, we're once again sitting in 7th in the Premier League. But we're only 2 back of Everton for the last Europa League spot that doesn't require qualifying. But we're only 5 back of Aston Villa of the last Champions League spot. So that we have definitely made progress this year. So, well, let's see if we do any transfer business. If not, we'll see you at the end of the season, see if we can have a trophy haul this year. Mr. Nathan Tella is on his way to Bournemouth for $2.85 million. Slowly but surely we're going up the standings, finishing 6th this year, with Liverpool winning the league based on goal differential over Man U. So we did qualify European football next year again, so let's get on to the rewards. Chelsea won the FA Cup over Burnley. Carabao Cup is going to Tottenham. Atletico Madrid took home the Champions League over Bayern. No Europa League for us. It's straight to the Champions League next year as we won the Europa League over Milan. Way to go, guys. That's the way to make up for a disappointing season. And look at that. Richarlison and Ings combined for 63 goals on the year. We had 5 guys double figures. But we did play a lot of games. We played, look at that, 70 on the season, 19 in the Europa League, 38 in the Premier League, preseason tournament, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. Whew, a long season for the guys. Charleston had 21 goals in the Premier League, 11 in the Europa. Ings had 15 in the Europa League. So, and as you've seen, good growth. Here's our overall chart. As you see, everybody's at 83, 82, 83 and higher, except for Diallo, who didn't grow a single bit this year, despite being 23, 24. So it definitely looks like I will need to find a new central midfielder and maybe upgrade center back. It all depends on the amount of money I'm given. We will see. And let's go on to season number 4 with Champions League football. And one of our first businesses is we've sold Mario Lemina to Hoffenheim for $19.5 million. Good luck in Germany. Ibrahima Diallo was impressive in the Europa League final because Milan, after playing us, decided they wanted to buy him for $49.9 million. His potential apparently didn't grow as looking at the training. He didn't show any growth there, so I went ahead and sold him. So now I've got to go out and find his replacement. Yeah, bringing back an old face from last year. The stalwart in Tottenham's midfield, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, is coming back to Southampton for $108 million. Let's welcome the Danish back. And we've sold the Swiss Alexander Jankovic to Heerenveen. We've sold the young Swiss Alexander Jankovic to Heerenveen for $1.65 million. So our first Champions League group is rebuilt. It's got group favorite PSG, and we're fighting with Sporting and Genk for the second spot. So let's go to January 1st and see if we can qualify for the knockout stages. Wow, look at that. We didn't make it out of the group, and it wasn't Sporting, it was to Genk. We lost the game, and we lost because we lost a game and tied a game with Genk, if I remember right. What makes it worse is during a month and a half, I was missing both Højbjerg and Salisu to injury. So, how we're in the Premier League to ensure we get back into Champions League next year. Ooh, a little bit rough. We're in 6th, but we're only 2 out of 3rd. But the top 2 teams, Leicester City and Spurs, are running away from everybody. Leicester, in fact, has not lost a game yet. So, what can we do to improve this situation we're in? We edged out Man U for that 4th spot. It's Champions League football again next year. So let's see how the trophy race went for the season. Man U did go on to win the FA Cup over Manchester City, though. Spurs took home the Carabao Cup over Man City. Beginning of the year, we lost the Super Super Cup to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid ended up repeating as Champions League champions over Juventus. So in the something new department, first ever in my rebuilds, repeated as Europa League champions, defeating Benfica in the finals. So let's not go for a three-peat. Let's actually go for a Champions League trophy next year. Way to go, team. Thanks for the accomplishment. Here's scoring leaders with 3 guys over 20 goals on the season. So, and again, we played a lot of games, not the 70 like we did last year, but still a lot of games. And here's where our stats are stacking up. Mr. Dubravka somehow went up 89 despite being 35 years old. That's impressive. Changes next year, definitely going to look for another center back because Lucy only went up 1, maybe 2 this year, even though still 25 as she's just 80s there. With the double 90s at strikers, I think I can go with the Ginetbo for another year there. So that's what we're looking at. I mean, it's hard to call a Europa League title and a Champions League placement finish in Premier League and call a season a disappointment, but I did expect more from this season. Also, Mr. Gareth Bale will be leaving us. His contract's over, and he's not worth the salary command. So, on to Season 5, and can we get a trophy other than Europa League this year? So what do you do when you have a need at center back, and just so happens the best center back in the world is also a former member of your team? You bring him back. Virgil van Dijk's making his way back from Liverpool to Southampton for $150 million. Welcome home, Virgil. We have sold Will Smallbone to Anderlecht for $4.25 million. So this season we didn't draw the mega team like PSG. We got Sevilla, Hertha Berlin, and FCSB from Romania. So hopefully this season, with the addition of Van Dijk, we will get out of the group stage and make it to the knockout rounds. We'll find out here in just momentarily. Now that's more likely, winning the group outright over Sevilla in second. Round 16 we draw the French team Lyon. So, how are we conquering the Premier League is a good question. We're close. We're only 3 points out of first, even though Man U's got a stellar defense. But definitely not one of the higher scoring teams. But, hey, we're level with Wolves. So, January transfer window, if we don't do anything, next time you'll hear from me will be when we head to France for the group stage action. And here we are in Lyon, taking on the round of 16 in the Champions League. We're without Ings, who's suspended, so Obafemi's in there as a starter. So can we get a road win? 3-1, hey. Goals by Walker's Peters, Richarlison, and Luke Shaw, our 2 fullbacks getting goals. Mr. Ings is returning for the second leg back at St. Mary's Stadium. We've got a 3-1 lead. And another 2-1 victory. Mr. Ings got a goal in his return in Ginetbo. On to the quarterfinals. Well, we've been to France once. We're there again. Unfortunately, we are taking on the giants of French football, PSG, at Saint-Germain. So, our forwards are a little bit tired, but we do have a full, healthy lineup. Can we win? Yes, we pull off the victory. 1-0. Mr. Bowen with a goal in the 88th minute. Good job. That's the way to get the road win. So here we are at St. Mary's Stadium with a 1-0 lead and our full lineup intact. Can we move on to the semis? Can we take down all of France? Yes, we can. 2-1 victory. Mr. Ings and then Mr. Bowen scoring pardon me. Well, I guess it was technically the deciding goal, but the goal that wrapped it all up. Well, we got a Spanish flavor in the semis. We are going to take on the Giants Barcelona, while the 2-time defending Champions League champs Atletico Madrid will take on Milan, who we defeated in the Europa League final last year. So, I guess we're going to be in for a challenge, but hey, that's what we enjoy. Let's go on to Spain and see if we can do it. So here we are on the road again. We are always starting off on the road. So, our lineup's fully intact. They've got their usual stout lineup when you have budget somewhere around the entire economy of France. That helps. So let's take them on. Yeeks, 2-0 loss even despite them having a red card. We couldn't make it up. Oh well, but we are returning home. Maybe we can pull off the upset. So here we are at home. We needed minimum 2 goals, so can we do it? No, 2-1 loss. We did get a goal from Gineppo. But, oh well, we did make a run to the semis, so let's go to the end of the season, see if we take home any domestic hardware. And look at that, we have successfully won our first Premier League title, winning by 2 points over Man U. We won the FA Cup on penalties over Newcastle, so that's 2 trophies. Well, we couldn't quite pull off the domestic treble, though. Congrats to Chelsea defeating Liverpool to win the Carabao Cup. Once again, at the beginning of the year, we lost the UEFA Super Cup to Atletico Madrid, this time on penalties, though. Atletico couldn't go do a 3-P on the Champions League, being stopped by Barcelona to win the Champions League again. And Liverpool went on to win the Europa League. And we had goals all the way around, with Mr. Ings leading the way with 29 goals. Mr. Bowen had 22 goals to go with his 11 assists. And look at Mr. Ward-Prowse, 33 goal contributions. And here's a look at how we're finishing out the season. As you see, a big question for me is, at 36, how long is Dubravka going to be 89 or the high? Everybody's 86 or better. Walker's Peters and Nepo both at 86. So I gotta make a decision basically which one I think I'm gonna replace. I'll probably Gineppo, since 86 for a right back is pretty good. So we're gonna go on to season number 6 and see if we can take that final 2 steps to bring home the Champions League trophy. And we have gone out and got that left midfielder. Tried to get a couple English options, but apparently 230 million doesn't stretch as far as you would think. So we're gonna purchase Pedri from Barcelona for $138 million. Hey, if you can't beat them, buy them. And I wanted an upgrade as far as the striker off the bench. So I've signed, in real life, the most informed striker there is, including Jesse Lingard. We have signed the Nigerian Kelechi Iheanacho from Brighton for $22 million. And we've sold the backup goalkeeper Angus Gunn to Burnley for $8.5 million. So we've got a group with Bayern probably the favorite, then Roma, ourselves, and Sparta Prague. I think we should make it through this group, but you never know till the games are played. So let's go to January 1st and see if we can do that accomplishment. So we end up finishing second in the group behind Bayern Munich. And our reward is, we get Barcelona. While Bayern get Galatasaray. Wow, that makes a big difference. Tough challenge with the Spanish Giants in the round of 16, but it is what it is. Now, how are we on top of the Premier League is a good question. Answer is no, we're not. We're not even close in relative terms. We're 7 points back of Chelsea, who's right now having an invisible season, only drawn 3 times. We've only lost once, but yeah, we got some work to do. Okay, transfer window time. If not, we will go on to the round of 16 and take on Barcelona. And we're starting off at St. Mary's Stadium, hosting Barcelona. As you can tell, Salisu is out with an injury for 3 months. He won't be back till maybe late March. Luckily, I did hang on to Bednarik and Van Dijk, so still got a formal back line. Let's see if we can muster a victory here at home. Ooh, 1-1 draw. Ings with a goal in the first minute, and they answer with a goal in the 56th by Fati. So I was wrong. Salisu is back, even though he just got back, so we're going to take a chance, and hopefully he doesn't get injured in this game and be out the rest of the year. Other than that, because that lineup's normal, can we take the surprise win over Barcelona in Spain? And we do. Look, once again, Ings scores in the first minute. Man, super starter. And then he got a second goal in the 50th. Good job, Danny. Well, apparently the challenge of one of the major powers in Spanish football was enough. We get Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. This time we'll start off in Spain at the Bernabeu. Full lineup intact. And we lost 1-0 to Real. Mendy with a goal in the 27th minute. Now we are hosting Real Madrid with an attempt to get the semis for the second straight year. We got 1-0 deficit. Can we overcome it? No, we couldn't, because Salisu got a red card in the 48th minute, so we went down a man. Oh, man. Goal by Pedri. Here at the end of the season, as you see, we couldn't close that gap to Chelsea, even though they lost 3 times in the last part of the season. We only lost once. Gets too many draws. Beginning the season, we lost the Community Shield to Manchester United. Spurs won the FA Cup over Man City. Liverpool took home the Carabao Cup over Wolves, so that 4 trophies went to 4 different English teams. And Real Madrid ended up going on to lose the Champions League final to Atletico Madrid, which is their 4th consecutive Champions League finals. That's better than the Barcelona's teams of the 2000s. And Man U took home the Europa League in the all-English finals, beating Spurs on penalties. Once again, our strikers contributed with 66 goals on the year. Mr. Ings at the age of 33 still banging the minimum, almost 40 goals, 21 of them in the Premier League. So, and here's what it looks like. Everybody, as you see, a lot of 90s across the board, especially the midfield, and Mr. Shaw's at 93. Probably will have to look at replacing Mr. Dubravka, because even though he is 87, he's age 37, so it is going to go down. Mr. Bednarik can come in for Mr. Van Dijk's, so that's not going to be as big of an issue. I think Ings will be good enough, so probably looks like the move to make will maybe upgrade it right back and bring in a new goalkeeper. So, on to next season. So to start this season off, we got ourselves a new goalkeeper, and it's an Englishman, Dean Henderson. We signed him from Lazio for $91 million. So we have sold Martin Dubravka to Atalanta for $25.8 million, and our youth academy product for the first season, Murad and Matab, it's going to Argentinos Juniors for $2.1. So we're going to upgrade the center back position, bring in Brazilian Marquinhos from Chelsea for $123 million. So our group consists of Leverkusen, Sevilla, and Brøndby this year. Let's just get on to business and see what happens. Look at that, 6-0 in the group. Round of 16, of course we do. We draw Barcelona. The Premier League, we're sitting on top level points with Chelsea at 49, only 1 ahead of Man City. Here we are in Spain, taking on Barcelona. Got our full lineup. Oh, they got from... No, that can't be Bruno back there, but anyways. 2-0 road win. We got goals, brace from Shaw. Ings missed a penalty. So here we are back at St. Mary's, taking on Barcelona. 2-0 lead. Good enough. Ward-Prowse missed a penalties. Boy, I need to have some penalty kick practice anyways. Bowen with the goal in the 88th minute. So, look who we draw in the quarterfinals. At least it's not a Spanish team. We got Man City. Wow, I can't read today. Man U playing at St. Mary's. 2-0 win. A brace by Ward-Prowse. Way to go, gentlemen. So here we are on the road. We do have a lead. Mr. Shaw is suspended for the game, so brought in Bednarik, and Marquinhos is playing out wide. Can we advance to the semis? 2-0 win. Mr. Vokins came in and scored a goal. And with Charlison. We gave up a penalty and they kicked it in the first minute? What the heck did we do? Spit on them? So apparently this year we're going to try to run through the Premier League a second time. We get Chelsea in the semis, and the other side sees monster matchup Man City versus Real Madrid. So, looks like we'll be starting off at Stamford Bridge, so let's take a road trip. So I already gave you the preamble. We got the regular lineup, so let's just see the results. Can we take a lead? No, we lost 2-1 to Havertz's goal in the 64th minute. Walker's Peters with a goal, and Pulisic won early in the game. So here we are back at St. Mary's. We got a full allotment lineup. Down 2-1. Can we overcome? No, we can't. Oh, what is this? The third time we've lost in the semis? Pedro the goal in the 51st minute. We won the league title again over Manchester City. Chelsea won the FA Cup. Liverpool took the Carabao Cup over Chelsea. Real Madrid won the Champions League over Chelsea on penalties, so that means all three of the La Liga teams won the Champions League in this rebuild. And Valencia took down Atalanta to win the Europa League. So this year it was Pedri, but we had three guys with 20 goals again on the season. Bowen and Pedri double digits in assists. And here's what we're looking at. I truly thought this rebuild would be over by now. I figured this was a 5, maybe 6-year rebuild. But now we're going into year 8. Here's what the lineup looks like. I am going to need to get another strikers and put Ings on the bench. Unfortunately, Gineppo wants out, so I may have to sell him. We've got to find ways to improve this team. So on to season 8. So we're going all out and bringing on Jadon Sancho. He's coming over from Dortmund for $190 million. Welcome to the club, Jadon. Improve on my depth on the bench for central midfielders. So since they don't like using him, we got Donny van de Beek from Manchester United for $75 million. So some players have just been stranded on the reserves. It's built up. We're selling Armando Obispo. Is going to Frankfurt, $6 million. The original Youth Academy product, Christopher Mamamopa, is going to Zolta Vervagen, $2.2 million, and Alan Chapachet is going to Excel Moskrin for $1.7. We also sold you another Youth Academy product that we got the first year. Lewis Hope's going to Anderlecht for $4.4 million. Easily made it through, not quite as convincing as last year. This year we get Salzburg in the round of 16, much better draw than Barcelona. And this year we got a bigger lead in the Premier League of the halfway point, or January 1st point. 7-point lead over Wolves. Man, City all the way down to 9th. Wow. So anyways, we'll see you in Austria, because more likely probably won't do any business this transfer window, but you won't know. So here we are in Austria. Mr. Henderson, thank God, is coming back from an injury, even though we do have that 21-year-old goalkeeping prospect who's already 82, I think. So, but anyways, I digress. It's nice to actually play somebody different for a change to one of the bigger clubs you see all the time, Salzburg. So let's get to Austria. Can we leave with a victory? Yes, a brace by Richarlison. So here we are. At home against Salzburg. Let's just get into it. 2-1 lead. We're off to the quarterfinals. Yes, 1-0. Sancho getting his first group stage goal for Southampton. So in the quarterfinals, we do draw a Spanish team, but for a change, it's not one of the big three. It's Valencia. We're still off home, so let's get straight to the results. 3-0 win. Mr. Ings came in with the goal, and Mr. Bowen had a brace. So, on the road to Valencia, let's just get straight to it. We finished 5-0 aggregate goals by Bowen and Ings again. You knew we couldn't avoid one of the other Spanish teams. We got Atletico Madrid, and look at Barcelona waiting in the semis with PSG. So, we're going to actually start this one off in England, so let's get to the match. So, here we are in that matchup in the semis. We're starting off at St. Mary's. Full lineup. Sancho's a little bit on the tired side, but we do have super sub Ings. And we got a 1-0 win with Pedri scoring in the 87th minute. So here we are in Spain. We have a 1-0 lead up, but Richarlison is out, one of our big scorers. But Mr. Ings, our leader in this rebuild in scoring, is in for him. So can we leave with the appearance in the finals? Yes, we do. We will make it through on away goals. Bowen with a goal in the 41st minute, the ultimate winner. And of course it'd be Barcelona. Who else would it be? They've been our roadblock for quite a few seasons now. Let's see what kind of trophy haul we have going into this matchup. We ran away with the Premier League, finishing 17 ahead of the Spurs. We lost the Community Shield Chelsea, and I know I didn't have this for last season, but we lost that season as well, so. We took down an FA Cup beating the Wolves. And we easily won the Carabao Cup in the finals, defeating Leeds 3-0. So we did the domestic treble, going for the unprecedented quadruple. And Liverpool took a Europa League title over Parma. There's somebody different. And here we are. Apparently the finals taking place in Germany. We are taking the Giants with that stunning front three of Lautaro Martinez, Trincao, and Fati. Can we go on and bring back the title? No! We lost on penalties. Oh man, I already thought 8 years. Djnepu missed his penalty, and Pedri, so we missed our last two penalties. Oh no, Pedri had a chance to clinch against his former team. Here are our stats in the team. Mr. Richarlison banged in 42 goals. And Pedri put in 27 goals and 17 assists. In fact, we had 4 guys double digits with assists. And here's what our overall is, and it's kind of sad because, as you see, outside of Henderson, Marquinhos, who are both 88. Everybody's 90 or above. Well, above Ward-Prowse, 89. Now, the Djnepo, as you see, very unhappy. He wouldn't renew. And I didn't sell him, so he's going to be leaving to go. I think Juventus signed him. Outside of that, Mr. Stevens will be retiring at the end of the season. A longtime member of Southampton. Good luck in retirement, bud. But not sure really what to do to improve this team to make it better. I will need to get a new wide midfielder to replace Djnepo, but other than that, don't know what to say. On to season number 9. So, switch Pedro to the center midfielder, one of his position. Mr. Ward-Prowse is going to be a super sub off the bench. Sancho went to his natural wing midfield position. And the new striker is the one and only Erling Haaland, coming in from Dortmund for $220 million. So since Ward-Prowse went to the bench to be the super sub, we didn't need Van de Beek anymore. So we sent him off to Manchester City and received back our super sub for a winger slash midfielder on the wide side. Raheem Sterling is coming over, and we also had, I think it was $40 million, that deal. So sold a couple players, have been with us since the beginning. Jake Falkins is going to Danny Alves for 4.5, and goalkeeper Sebastian Sutton is going to QPR for 1.3. So we get Leon Anderlecht and Galatasaray in the group. This should be an easy go through. So let's just go ahead and get to it. So we took the group easily over Leon. In the round of 16, we're taking on Leverkusen. Yeah, we are in a battle for the race for the Premier League. Liverpool on par with us. So doubt any transfers will happen, but if they do, you'll see them. If not, I'll see you in Germany. Okay, we're in Germany. Full squad. Just get going. 1-0 win. Go by Pedri. So we're at home for Leverkusen's full lineup. Take 1-0 lead in and another 1-0 win. Pedri scoring again. It seems like every year we play the same league back-to-back rounds start off. This time is the German league and we got Dortmund at home. Full lineup available. Let's get going. 3-1 win. Sterling came in and got a goal. Mr. Ings and Pedri again. So we're back in Germany with that 3-1 lead. Got a regular lineup in there. Let's go. 2-1 win. Holland and Richarlison with goals. So Holland finally got on the board in these knockout stages. So as you see, we drew PSG. But how about that surprising team in the other semis? Wolves. I have never even seen them in a semifinals, I think, in the Champions League. I'm pretty sure I haven't. Of course, don't always look. But at the end, they have a lead on Bayern. So, let's get to our matchup and hopefully don't have the upset bug get us. So, Pedri is out of this matchup due to yellow cards, but Ward-Prowse is in there. Not bad to have an 87-rated player sitting on the bench. So, let's go. We're at home for this leg against PSG. Ooh, that's not the result we wanted. 2-1 loss. Holland got us a goal in the 88th minute, but we are in a bad position. So here we are back in France. Pedri is back, but we are taking a deficit down. Can we pull it out? Man, you see this lineup. Everybody's 90 or above except for Henderson. So let's find out. Can we get the road win? Oh, we lost on penalties. Oh my, I am at a loss to words. This has been an absolute struggle. We won the league again for I believe this 4th consecutive year, and we won it by 15 points over Liverpool. Finally, we did win the Community Shield for the first time over Spurs. We took down Leeds to take the FA Cup. We did the domestic treble once again. This time the Carabao Cup was over Spurs. And PSG went on to beat Wolves for the Champions League, which is what I figured. And Arsenal defeated Milan to win the Europa League. And we had Richarlison banging in 44 goals, but only 17 in the Premier League, but 8 in the FA Cup, 8 in the Champions Leagues. And then Pedri had 34 goals, with 23 of them in the Premier League, and Bowen pitched in with 23. Offensively, we were stunner. Here's the stats showing off. Everybody's at 88 or higher. So next year, Bednarek's 33, so we'll probably replace him in the center back, and I'm probably going to go for best rated in the world since I'll have the money, and definitely didn't think this rebuild take this long. Gone through a lot of English players. And Mr. Ings has passed the 200 goal mark from this career mode, even though Mr. Richarlison is ahead of him now. But want to recognize Mr. Ings because it's possible he may not be with us next year. So going on to what is the season 10? I can't remember. It's way too many seasons. We're dominating the domestic scene. We just got a pull in that Champions League trophy. So we've made our center back upgrade. We went out and got the Frenchman Dayot Upamecano for $225 million. So needed another striker since Ings down to 83, and he's just going to go downhill from there. So I'm guessing he could have been Jamie Vardy's regen at the beginning of this rebuild, but we've received Dane Scarlett in exchange for Raheem Sterling and about $50-some-odd million. Welcome to the club, Dane. And Kelechi Iheanacho's heading off the Serie A to Atalanta for $16 million. Ooh, this year we got a rough group with Real Madrid and Dortmund. So let's go January 1st, and hopefully we can make it to the knockout stage, or else I won't be happy. Oh, that was surprising. We went 6-0, even though we only scored 9 goals, we only allowed 2. So, in the round of 16, we get Juventus. And we are leading the Premier League. It's funny how we're dominating this League, and we can't win in the Champions League. So, see you in Italy if we don't do anything this transfer window.
You'll be in the living room. Watch.
So here we are traveling Juventus. Now we do have a couple injuries, Richarlison and Bowen. I just noticed Richarlison's out. Bowen's still out for another month. So luckily that depth's out us move people around. So Pedri's out to the left, Sancho's out to the right. Mr. Scarlett's in as a striker, and Ward-Prowse is in at center midfielder. Hopefully we can win. 1-0 win, goal by Holland. Hey, and Mr. Ang's got an appearance for the team. So here we are at home for the second leg of this venture. We're up 1-0, but we are still missing Richarlison and Bowen, so we got some players maybe a little tired. Hopefully we can pull this out. Come on, guys. Wow, that's impressive. The youth get 4-0. Youth Academy product Stevens came in and get a goal. Holland had a brace, and Pedri. So here we are in the quarterfinals. We get Arsenal. Now, as you can see, Bowen is back. Richarlison is not. But still, it's better have one of the players back than either. So here we are at Arsenal Stadium. Can we leave with a victory? 0-0 draw. Holland missed a penalty. Oh. So here we are at home with Arsenal, trying to advance to the semifinals for what would be the fourth time this rebuild. Still, Richarlison's not in the lineup, but he is back, still nursing the injury, so I guess he'd come in as a super sub. So can we pull off the victory? Won the Premier League. Won another Community Shield. Did not win another FA Cup. That went to Everton. We did take home a third successive Carabao Cup over West Ham, though. Atletico Madrid won their fourth Champions League in this rebuild over Barcelona. And Hertha Berlin took down Manchester City, win the Europa League. And here's a quick look at the stats. Pedro, 40 goals contributed to on the season. So here's a look at the team. I don't know what else to say. Arsenal finished 7th this year, but they can beat us in the league, even with players injured. This team's too good. And the problem is this team's all in their early 30s, so it's hard to find. We're going to have to go look at better players, maybe. I don't know. See you next season, guys. And real quick, do want to mention Mr. Virgil van Dijk's retiring at the end of the season. How about that for a fast downgrade? He's all the way down to 62. And a replacement for when Højbjerg goes down to 88, and that's Eduardo Camavinga. The Frenchman's coming over from Hertha Berlin for $170 million. Welcome to the club, Eduardo. But we didn't really have a true backup wide midfielder, so we brought in Marcus Rashford from Manchester United for $118 million. I am pretty sure I have the entire English World Cup squad on here for the last one and the next one. Here's the group. Let's go ahead and advance January 1st. See how we did. Finished top of the group as expected. Round of 16, we're facing Milan. And we're well above the Premier League, which is somehow first time ever become a formality at this point that somebody's going to win. But I highly doubt we're doing anything transfer windows, so I will see you in Italy for Milan, and can we finally end this rebuild? Okay, I didn't record the clip of us playing at Milan, but we did win 2-0. So, full lineup. Let's just get this done. 2-2 draws, good enough. Man, we gotta work on our penalties. Holland and Pedro goals. Look who we get to play in the quarterfinals. The 4-time champs, Atletico Madrid. And I've got Mr. Richarlison out due to red card, so Mr. Scarlett's in there replacing him. Not bad, but let's see what we can do in Spain. 2-1 loss, so we did get the away goal by Holland. And one of our former players, Jeanette Bose. Oh. Here we are, need to make up 2-1 deficit. Richarlison's back. Come on, guys. I do not want to go to year 12. kidding me? Surprise, surprise, we won the league. FA Cup, or actually Community Shield. No FA Cup again, Manchester City got that. We crushed Leicester for the Carabao Cup. Well, PSG did win the Champions League over Atletico Madrid, so what was that, like 6 finals for Atletico Madrid in 11 years? Yeah, all Italian affair, Fiorentina won the Europa League. Here's one reason Madrid's dominating. Oblak's 38 and still 89 rated. That's ridiculous. Here's our stats. Mr. Pedro, 29 and 20. How about that for stats? And Bowen came in with 1916. And here's the way the lineup looks. We still got in the starting lineup Mr. Walker Peters, original member of this team, but at 34, how much longer can he stay there? And I mean, I got to go searching for, by now all regions. And Mr. Ings, we couldn't win a title. He's retiring in the season at 38 also. So yeah, this whole rebuild has been a complete disappointment. I never would have thought Southampton be going to be guaranteed title longest rebuild I've ever done, and that's with teams English Premier League 2, even Lech Poznan Polish League. So let's get on this 12th year and see if we can finally do this. And here to make matters worse is Mr. Sancho got unhappy because the computer for some reason wasn't playing him. So he wanted out. I couldn't trade him, couldn't make him happy, so he's going to Chelsea next year. Told you it's going to be what it takes for now. Sign the best player in the game, the most expensive. We've signed Kylian Mbappe from PSG for $282 million. So sentimentalness has gone out the window. We've sent Pierre-Emile Højbjerg to Atletico Madrid for what I believe is Luka Modric's regen, Mirka Orsic. And we also sent $45 million in place. Welcome to the club, Orsic. And Pedro will now move out the right midfielder spot, so we may have Mr. Bowen up for grabs since he's now 34. So we have sold Gerard Bowen to Juventus for $136 million. Thanks for all the years you gave us, Mr. Bowen. Too sad we couldn't do anything for you. So with a bunch of players retiring or getting older that I've kept at the club maybe too long out of sentimental reasons, we're loading up a little bit more bench play with 24-year-old, I'm thinking Jordi Alba's regen, Pelayo Blesa Pina. And we got him for $40 million, the 24-year-old left back. So we got our super sub for the backup center back since Ben Eric's retiring at the end of the season. He's all the way down to 81. We've signed Ruben Diaz, the Portuguese center back. Even though he's 34, he's still an 89 rated. It'll be a super sub for $63.9 million for Real Madrid. So here's our group. We've drawn Real Madrid, Galatasaray, and Club Brugge. On to January 1st. See us winning the group, I'm guessing. So, 6-0 in the group, including beating up on Real Madrid. Round of 16, we get Moscow. So, head in the Premier League. Really no shocking, though we're only up by 5, but we only lost 1 game. So, on to the matchup for the Champions League, but there's no business champion in this window. So, here we are in Russia, taking on Moscow, and all I have to say is thank God for the Youth Academy. Mr. Henderson broke his elbow, was out for 7 weeks. So, luckily, this is the first round where you have a month between games. And thank God we have our Youth Academy product who's already in 84, Mr. Smart. So, let's get on with it. 2-0 win, goals by Mbappe and Holland. So here we are, home against Moscow. Mr. Smart still in goal. Let's just get on with this. Should be easy win. 3-1 win. Let's go. On to the quarterfinals. So as you see, we draw Milan in the quarterfinals, playing at home against them. Of course, they still have Donnarumma after 12 years. He's only like 33 or something. But we do have Henderson back from injury. Can we leave home with a win? No, we lost 2-0. Oh, that's not good. Here we are at San Siro, trailing 2-0. Everybody's healthy. We need a miracle. I don't even know what to say. Goals by Meccano, Pedri, Richarlison, and Mbappe, and Richarlison were the fifth. Well, we're going to the semis. Why am I not surprised? Atletico Madrid it is. It's, with a 900-year-old Jan Oblak. Let's go and head to St. Mary's. And here we are taking on Atletico Madrid. That full complement lineup. Can we pull it out in front? 2-2. Goals by Richarlison and Mbappe. Who is this? Madeira Almeida. And we're where we've been many a times this rebuild at Atletico Madrid with a 2-2 score. So, can we make it the finals? Thank you, Lord. Pedri and Upamecano. Pedri downing Atletico Madrid again, as I'm sure he's done a couple times this rebuild for Barca. Thank you. So, we are taking on Inter Milan in the finals for, I can't remember if we've been here in the finals once, twice, 3 times. I can't remember. This rebuild's taken forever. 1 point short being Centurions and 1 loss away from a perfect season. I meant undefeated season. Anyways, we did win the Community Shield beginning of the year over Manchester City. Sheffield United with the FA Cup. Good job. And Spurs took home Carabao Cup over Newcastle. The Europa League was won by Real Sociedad. Here we are, playing in Spain against Inter Milan for the Champions League title. I'm sure Southampton's fans feel like this is exactly how things would go if they became a superpower. So, can we do it? We got a normal lineup in. Thank you! Thank you! And Richarlison even missed a penalty. Goals by Mr. Scarlett and a brace by Mbappe. Thank you. And on the season, Mr. Mbappe has 39 goals. And look at Pedri, 42 goal contributions. Well, here's the finishing stats for this year. We're, as you know, one more year, going to give us a chance to defend our title. I'm not going any farther. This has been too long. Quick review. See you next year. End of season. And also, Mr. Bednarik is retiring at the end of the season. He got to leave on top. No surprises here. Another Premier League title. What's that, 6, 7 in a row? Community Shield. No FA Cup, though. We did at least take the Carabao Cup, though. We did finally win this UEFA Super Cup. An all-German affair, Wolfsburg took down Leverkusen in the Europa League. Well, at least it was worth something waiting all those years. We went back-to-back in the Champions League, winning over PSG. Here's the stats. As you see, Holland finally broke out for a big year with 34 goals. How do you like drop 2 overall down to a measly 95? And here's where we ended up in this rebuild. Nice. It took a long time, but we got Miss Stalwarts like Ward-Prowse and Walker's-Peters double Champions League glory. Thank you guys for watching this rebuild. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. Preferably maybe not one as torturous as this, but like and subscribe. I'm going to change something up and do a different series. I haven't figured out what yet. Any suggestions, again, be glad to leave it. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy. This took 2 weeks to do.
You send shivers up my spine.